everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Dragway Memories. As usual, I got lots to show you. We're going to start with some 1970 action from Dragway Park.
Here we go with 1970 footage. There's a 69 Malibu up against a Dart who's having some wheel hop problems. This footage courtesy of Jeff and Greg Collier. We thank them very much. That looks like an old Pontiac, maybe a 57.
One wheel peel on the Mustang.
Yeah. A lot of these cars didn't come with positive traction. You had to know to order it, which
Obviously.
was strange. 340 swinger.
Now some diggers and Fast Eddie Brick and his very famous machine.
Yeah, he's up against Bob Mountjoy in the Blue Max.
Wow, there's
The
some history there.
Going down to pick them up.
Glenn Lazar. This car went through a process, I think you would call it.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah. Every time I saw it, there was less and less body, it seemed.
Well, yeah, they chopped it up pretty good and ended up putting a Pinto body on it, where it went to after Rod Phelps had it, and it no longer exists. Here's a nice 67 Camaro.
One of many.
Granada Gold vinyl top. Beatty & Woods in their Rent-A-Racer, sponsored by Thrush. 302 Boss. Started with the 289 out of their Falcon.
Gentleman Jim Zacchia coming out of the States. He come up here and collected some Canadian dollars on occasion.
Oh yeah, very, very great racer. Still races today in the 470 Index class at Empire. The Agitator.
Out of Western New York too, isn't it, Bill?
Yep.
Wonder where that car is today.
Yeah,
Look good in my garage.
65 Plymouth Barracuda.
Old school.
Unknown in the far lane. There's a Willys being towed back. And this looks like the Gold Gambler.
Rudy Held.
Yeah, the ex-Hearst Gasser Passer, which has since been returned to those folks, and they have restored it.
Up against Glenn Lazar. Looks like Glenn's got him covered.
I think Glenn's got him here.
And the man.
Jim Oddie. In the Austin, this car exists, and it looks exactly like this today. Went through quite a metamorphosis as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, it survived beautifully today. Here
Thanks to Johnny Trouble.
Yeah. Chuck Beatty. 302 Boss 4-speed. Running in C and D modified production.
What times would that run, Bill? Do you know?
Wow, that would be in the 11s back then.
Okay.
And we would go Fast Eddie again. Double B altered, supercharged small block up against Glenn Lazar and his injected 427 big block.
Hands down my favorite car of Fast Eddie's cars.
It's one cool car.
Yeah.
Here we go with our Malibu.
Both of them with the peg leg, one wheel peel going down the track.
Up against
and the Chevy's going to eat it. No, it's hard to tell here.
One Mustang. Could be anything 351, 390. Likely a 4-speed.
Those guys standing there for?
Yeah, somebody's got a camera, so we need to abduct that guy and get his films.
Send Richard down and get rid of him. Okay.
Yeah. Mustang.
And a Chevy? No, it's hard to tell what's over there.
Mustang getting after it with a one-wheel peel. It's silver in color by the looks of it.
Is that a Mach 1 or it just has the scoop?
I think it's just a
Mustang with a scoop.
Hard to tell. Again, this footage by Greg and Jeff Collier.
I want to thank them for donating it to our cause here. Anybody else has any footage lying around or you know anybody, please contact us. And we'll look after everything for them.
Up next, courtesy of the Curley family, some more 1982 Dragway Park action.
Here we go with Dragster Action Super Pro here at the park. Stuart Cox said again in the red front engine dragster. It's like Gary Louth, the blue rear engine dragster. Later on, that dragster became the Boyd Gang dragster. Nice packed house here at the park. Cam 2 Performance Improvement sponsorship on the dragster. Stuart Cox said Norm Noddle teamed up on that car originally, and Had a lot of fun with it. Gary Louth, longtime campaigner out of Buffalo, New York. Later ran a yellow and blue Nova, amongst other things. Louth out of Delavan Auto Parts.
Good light on the spectator side there for Gary.
Yeah. There's the Active Engines powered rambunctious Challenger funny car, which we do need more information on. Like I said, there was two 70 Challengers built for rambunctious. One of them was an injected fuel car. One of them was the actual supercharged blown fuel rambunctious. So it's one of these two. I believe this car is either restored or being restored back to its rambunctious livery. Unknown T-bucket in far lane.
Just jumped the beams.
Yeah,
Johnny
he's
says
out.
he shoots him.
Yep.
We believe this could be possibly Donnie Pocock in the tower side here, up against Mr. Curley.
Yeah, it's got an unnarrowed rear end, T-bucket, small block Chevy for power. There's Wayne. Altered hanging right with him, and this is a car that everybody should remember. This is the Dutton family's Dart. They had a Super B 446 pack car, A12 car, that they wrecked, and they took the drivetrain out of it and found this 6-cylinder Dart, popped it all in there, and largely the same today, although Paul McFadden did rear end work on it, narrowing it, put some ladder bars in it, and basically modernizing the car with a better roll bar and everything. But it sure looks the same even today. Dutton family still racing, running now in the RCSS here. It's without a back window. There is a back window in it again now.
Steve Dutton was the street champion in his Camaro a few
Yes,
years ago.
that's right.
Look who's in the background.
That's Cloaks, Pro Stocker.
You got some
Ready to
stuff
make
coming
a
up
lap.
about him soon.
Yes, indeed. Here comes Mike, the ex-top fuel dragster. Now with a big block Chevy, tunnel ram, big carbs, on gas. Well, you notice the dragsters don't go in the traditional water box area. Quite a big tire on Mike's car. See Brian Cassidy returning in his 68 Chevelle. There's our friend Steve in the Roadster again. Active Engines power plant. Super Pro entry. Mike Curley backing up. Top fuel car, Active Engines. Very recently closed up shop after quite a career in engine building. Sold off all the equipment, and Mike is now happily retired. Finishing up with some Super Pro action here at Dragway Park.
This week in our continuing comp series, we feature Charlie Havilland.
Continuing with our comp racers of note from Southern Ontario, and you can't do it well without having Charlie Havilland. And this is a very early shot of Maggie with the blown Cadillac power plant. They called it Maggie because of portions of the frames were magnesium before that was outlawed. And here is a famous magazine article talking about all the trick stuff that was in this machine. There it is, a rare color shot. Looks to be a purple Maggie, still with the magnesium frame. One of the last incarnations of it. You can still see that it's got the original frame, but now with a blown 392, now as an AA altered. 1967 comes around and it's time for some Canada flag waving. I love this paint job. I think it's really cool. Always as an AA altered, which means it always ran on gas. They never ran it on alcohol or nitro. This is still parts of the original car, and you can see that they've got a very small 1.5 inch wide blower belt. Now you can see later on, here they are at Grand Bend, and you can see the blower drive has been replaced with a more modern, wider belt, and drive the blower a lot harder. Still on gas. As they continued, this is one of the very last. This is another chassis now. You can see that the front end is rather quite high, which they then fixed up. Same body, different chassis. You can tell by the different roll cage. Also 392 powered. Here it is, last incarnation, green and black, now called the Charlie Horse. As always, AA altered. You can see that the front suspension is as it should be. Motor is where you'd expect it to be. Beautiful shot at Pomona where he's just boiling the hides. One of the more famous shots of the legendary Charlie Horse.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, like button, leave a comment, and the notification button, too, apparently is important. So hit them all if you like. We'll see you next week on Dragway Memories.